If your homemade popcorn tastes like sad, dry styrofoam, you're probably using the completely wrong oil. Today, we are putting an end to movie night disappointment by revealing the absolute best popcorn oils on the market. We're going to look at everything from smoke points and health benefits to that nostalgic buttery aroma we all crave. By the end of this, you will know exactly what you need to elevate your snacking game. Stick around, because my number one pick is a closely guarded movie theater secret that will completely blow your mind and change the way you pop forever. 5. Real Theater Coconut Popcorn Oil. When I first picked up the Real Theater Coconut Popcorn Oil, I had incredibly high hopes based on the name alone. The packaging promises to deliver that authentic cinema taste right in your own kitchen, and I was eager to put it to the test on my next family movie night. I scooped it out, dropped it into my stovetop popper, and waited for the magic to happen. The popping experience itself is generally quite smooth, as coconut oil naturally has a great smoke point for popping kernels. The oil melted down quickly enough once the heat was applied, and it did an adequate job of popping the kernels evenly. I did not experience an excessive amount of unpopped kernels at the bottom of the pot, which is always a good sign when evaluating the heat distribution of a popping oil. However, the flavor profile is where my enthusiasm began to wane just a little bit. It certainly has a buttery taste, but it feels somewhat heavy and noticeably artificial when compared to the higher-end options on the market. As I was eating through the bowl, I noticed that the flavor lingered in a way that felt slightly greasy rather than delightfully rich, which made it hard to finish the entire batch without feeling a bit weighed down. Another significant drawback I encountered during my testing is the consistency of the oil in its container. Coconut oil naturally solidifies at room temperature, but this particular brand seemed exceptionally rock hard in the jar. I found myself having to aggressively chisel at it with a sturdy spoon just to get the right amount out, which becomes incredibly frustrating when you just want a quick snack. 4. BetterBody Avocado Oil. Shifting gears toward a more health-conscious approach, I decided to test out the BetterBody Avocado Oil. Avocado oil has been gaining massive popularity in the culinary world due to its incredibly high smoke point and heart-healthy fats. I wanted to see if this premium cooking oil could translate into the perfect batch of popcorn without the heavy guilt associated with traditional buttery toppings. From a purely functional standpoint, this oil handles the intense heat of a popcorn maker like an absolute champion. Because its smoke point is well over 500 degrees Fahrenheit, there was absolutely no burning, smoking, or scorching during the popping process. Every single kernel popped beautifully, expanding into large, fluffy clouds that looked picture perfect in the bowl. When it came to the taste test, the results were incredibly clean and light. The texture of the popcorn was wonderfully crisp, and the oil did not weigh the kernels down at all. If you're someone who enjoys the pure, unadulterated taste of toasted corn, this oil lets that natural flavor shine through without any interference. That being said, if you are chasing that nostalgic movie theater experience, this oil falls completely flat. Because avocado oil has an entirely neutral flavor profile, the popcorn ends up tasting quite plain and almost boring. I found myself having to add significantly more salt and even melting additional butter over the top just to make it palatable, which completely defeated the purpose of using a healthier oil in the first place. Furthermore, avocado oil is notoriously expensive compared to other options on the shelf. Using a generous pour of this premium oil just to pop a basic snack feels like a massive waste of a high-quality ingredient. 3. BetterBody Foods Organic Refined Coconut Oil. I was incredibly excited to try this one because coconut oil is the absolute gold standard for popping corn, and I wanted to see how a high-quality, organic version would perform. I opened the tub and was pleased to find a smooth, clean texture that was much easier to scoop out than the Real Theater brand. The keyword here is refined, which is crucial for making popcorn. Unrefined coconut oil leaves a strong, distinct coconut flavor on your food, which is great for baking but terrible for savory popcorn. Thankfully, because this oil is naturally refined, it has an incredibly neutral taste and aroma. As I heated it up, there was no tropical smell filling my kitchen, just the promise of a pure, clean popping experience. The popcorn I made with this oil turned out absolutely fantastic in terms of texture. It coated the kernels perfectly, allowing them to heat evenly and pop into delightfully crispy bites. The mouthfeel was excellent. It had that satisfying crunch without any of the heavy, greasy residue that lower quality oils often leave behind on your fingers and lips. I also really appreciate the versatility and health aspects of this product. It is a fantastic multi-purpose oil that I can keep in my pantry for frying, baking, and of course, making flawless popcorn. Knowing that it is organic gives me peace of mind when serving it to my family, making it a staple ingredient that goes far beyond just snack time. The only reason it sits at number 3 is that it lacks the built-in movie theater magic. It is the perfect blank canvas, but you will still need to provide your own flavorcol or butter salt to get that yellow cinematic treat. However, as a pure popping medium, it is exceptionally good and earns its high placement on this list. 2. Franklin's Gourmet Popcorn Flavored Coconut Oil. The moment I opened this jar, I knew I was in for a treat. The rich, buttery aroma hit me immediately, smelling exactly like the lobby of a classic cinema. This oil is formulated specifically to recreate the nostalgic experience, and I could not wait to get it into my kettle. One of the standout features of this oil is its vibrant golden color. It is infused with beta-carotene, which naturally dyes the popcorn that beautiful, appetizing yellow shade that you typically only see at the concession stand. Watching the kernels bounce around and slowly turn that iconic golden hue was incredibly satisfying and built up the anticipation for the taste test. When the popping was done and the steam cleared, I took my first bite, and I was completely blown away. The flavor is remarkably authentic, delivering a deep, savory, buttery richness that coats every single piece perfectly. It genuinely tasted like I'd paid a premium price at a movie theater, but I made it right on my own stove. What makes this even more impressive is that despite the intense butter flavor, this oil is completely vegan and dairy-free. It gives you all the decadent indulgence of movie theater butter without any actual dairy, making it a fantastic option for hosting friends or family members with dietary restrictions. It is rare to find a vegan alternative that does not compromise on flavor, but Franklin's absolutely nails it. This oil comes incredibly close to perfection. It is easy to use, scoops beautifully, melts down flawlessly, and delivers an incredible taste. I found myself making excuses just to pop another batch throughout the week. It is a stellar product that will completely revolutionize your homemade popcorn game, and it only misses the top spot by a razor-thin margin. 1. Dutchman's Popcorn Coconut Oil. I'd heard whispers about this specific oil in popcorn enthusiast circles, and let me tell you, it completely lives up to the hype. From the very first scoop, I could tell this was a premium product. It has a smooth, creamy consistency that melts instantly the second it hits the heated pan. The aroma that fills your home when using Dutchman's is nothing short of intoxicating. It smells like a warm, inviting carnival with a rich, buttery fragrance that immediately makes your mouth water. It completely transforms the atmosphere of your kitchen, setting the perfect mood before the movie even begins. The visual appeal of the popcorn popped in Dutchman's oil is absolutely flawless. The beta-carotene coloring is perfectly balanced, giving the kernels a bright, uniform golden yellow coating that makes them look professionally made. There are no uneven patches or pale kernels. Every single piece looks like it belongs in a commercial for a movie theater. But the real triumph of Dutchman's is the taste and texture. It delivers a profoundly rich, authentic buttery flavor that is never overwhelming and never tastes artificial. It coats the popcorn delicately, ensuring that the crunch remains intact without ever turning the kernels soggy or greasy. You get that perfect snap with every bite, followed by a wave of savory, cinematic perfection. I can confidently say that after testing all of these oils, Dutchman's Popcorn Coconut Oil is the absolute best on the market. It provides the ultimate combination of perfect popping performance, incredible mouth-watering aroma, stunning color, and unbeatable flavor. If you want to permanently upgrade your snack time and bring the authentic movie theater experience right into your living room, you absolutely need to buy this oil right now.